Congress of Vietnam represent all people in Vietnam. Walking to this podium, I felt deeply honored. First of all, on behalf of the Chinese Communist Party, the Chinese government, the Chinese people, and also on my personal behalf, I'd like to extend my gratitude to the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Vietnam and the Vietnamese government and your people. My best wishes goes to all of you and to those who have contributed greatly to the friendly cooperations for China-Vietnam relations. I give you my highest gratitude. 70 years ago, in a square not far from here, President Ho Chi Minh announced to the world that Vietnam was officially established. This marks that after half a century of revolution, Chairman Ho Chi Minh and the Communist Party of Vietnam has successfully led the Vietnamese people to realize national independence and liberation. This year, the Vietnamese people celebrated a 70th anniversary of the founding of its nation, and also the 125th anniversary of the birth of President Ho Chi Minh. China and Vietnam has always been great friends. The Chinese people shared the happiness of the Vietnamese people. In recent history, the two countries both experienced history of beliefs and then national independence, from closed economy to reform and opening up, from poverty and backwardness to prosperity and happiness. Since 1980s, with the leadership of the Communist Party of Vietnam, the Vietnamese people stick to the road of communism and discover the development path that is suited to the national reality. And you have successfully worked out a way that belongs to the people and for the people. In industrialization, modernization, and the connection to the world, you have achieved great success. The country and people's life also changes and develops by leaps and bounds. Today, Vietnam is stepping up steadily in a road to build a modernized and industrialized nation. We are thoroughly thrilled to see the achievement and progress you've made. I believe that with the leadership of the Communist Party of Vietnam, your people will further step ahead in the road to modernization and development. We are more than willing to work with our comrades in Vietnam to learn from each other, support each other. This is our great tradition. Let us join hands to contribute to the development of our socialist industry, socialist cause, and the well-being of our two peoples. Comrades, dear friends, like the Vietnamese people, in the pursuit of equality, democracy, prosperity, and happiness, to realize national prosperity and well-being of the people has always been a dream of the Chinese nation as well. The two peoples have the same dreams. This showcases our common prospect for a happy and peaceful life. The Chinese nation always loves peace and prosperity. This has been written in our DNA and has never changed. The concept of harmony has undergone a long history. 2,400 years ago, the ancient ancestor of China has raised the concept of harmony. It is deeply rooted in the mind of the Chinese people and is part of our blood. We have experienced more than one century of wars and invasions. However, the Chinese people still cherish the peace and development that we have today, and it cannot proceed without a peaceful environment and friendly relations with our neighbors. Currently, the Communist Party of China is upholding the Chinese communist with our characteristics and is pushing forward our efforts in developing a Shao-Kan society. And also, we stick to the concept of ruling the country with laws and regulations. And we expected to achieve the completion of a society of moderately wealthy around the 100th anniversary of the establishment of the Communist Party of China. And we're striving to achieve the goal to achieve prosperity and peaceful development of our nation. We've just held the 5th plenary session of the 18th National Congress of the CPC and has deployed the next goals for our development. Innovation, coordination, green, environmentally friendly, open are our development concepts, and will continue to push forward the development of society and economy. And we have more than 300 specific items to achieve that. We will mobilize the national power to build on what we have achieved and further promote and enhance the development of Chinese economy so that our people can have a better life and also contribute more to the peace and development of the world. Dear friends, dear comrades, China and Vietnam is connected by rivers and mountains, and our history of friendly relations goes way back. In a way of fighting for national liberty and independence, we fight to get alongside each other and has stricken a very solid friendship. In promoting our respective road of realizing communism, we have also made great achievements. The Sino-Vietnam relationship surpassed the bilateral relations of common sense. It is of great strategic importance. The diplomatic relations of our two countries undergone 75 years. April this year, the General Secretary Liu Feng visited China, and we talked about the past and look forward to the future. We believe that the friendly relations of China and Vietnam is established by Chairman Mao, Premier Zhou, and President Ho Chi Minh, and it's the joint effort of our two parties and two peoples. It needs to be maintained and nurtured carefully. Trust is the base of friendship. China and Vietnam had vast common grounds, and friendly relations has always been the theme of our bilateral relations. we should stick to the common grounds of peace and development of our two countries, respect each other, and negotiate in a friendly way, seek our common grounds while resolving differences. The cooperation of our two nations is substantially beneficial for our two peoples, and is also beneficial to safeguard regional peace and stability, and needs to be further strengthened. These important inspiration experiences is the solid foundation for bilateral relations, and also the principle for us to solve other relevant issues and disputes. The brothers need to think in one mind in order to maintain our great relations and pursue further success. Our two parties facing the challenges in the international community are also confronting with a lot of challenges. We're connected by geographical features, and also we have the shared destiny. We need more than ever to work with each other and move forward hand in hand. We attach great importance to bilateral relations. We are willing to work with our counterparts in Vietnam to maintain the long-term and friendly neighboring relations between these two countries. And also, let's be great neighbors, partners, friends, and comrades, and continue to put forward the bilateral relations so as to bring more welfare to the two peoples. First, we need to be great comrades. President Ho Chi Minh once said, China and Vietnam are like brothers and great friends. We have similar political systems and the same political goals and similar strategic interests. We are both led by communist parties and stick to the socialist road, and we stick to reform and opening up and innovation. This is the choice of history and also the choice of the two peoples. On this road, we have undergone trials and errors and now made great achievements. And alongside this road in the future, we will surely have a brighter future. The practices said that orientation determines the road, and the road determines destiny. In developing in the road that is chosen by our two peoples, the parties, the government, and the two peoples need to confirm our faith, support each other, and join hands. Nobody should interrupt our way ahead and our step forward. China supports the work of the Vietnamese government. We hope that you can further achieve greater success in your road for socialist, realizing socialism. We are more than willing to work our comrades in Vietnam to learn from each other and contribute more to the socialist cause and the development of the human society. We are more than willing to share with you our experiences in construction and building socialism and continue to enrich the theories of socialist practices. Second, our two countries are great partners. If you look at the world, the international landscape is undergoing profound changes, and the international system is becoming more fair and justice. The world is not a peaceful place, however. Regional turmoils never stopped, and terrorism still lingered, and international economic development is stagnant. Traditional and non-traditional challenges integrate with each other. To safeguard world peace and prosperity, to promote common development, still has a long way to go. We need to take at the bigger picture and go with the times, and together to work out regional system and environment that is beneficial for our countries, to our region, and the world. We support Vietnam in playing a bigger role in regional and national and world stage. We are willing to strengthen cooperation with Vietnam on all fronts and safeguard the common interest to promote regional development. China and Vietnam is connected in economy closely, and where our economy are mutually complementary, and our common interest is growing day by day. Regional integrity is bringing challenges as well as opportunities for both of us. We attach importance to strategic connection, and we are willing to work in the Belt and Road and Two Corridors and One Circle initiatives, and further cooperate with you in terms of infrastructure construction, investment and trade, and the consolidation of our partnerships. 3. We need to be neighbors that look out for each other. Neighbors play an important part in each other's life. The two peoples drink this water from the same river, and we look out for each other on a daily basis. We are friendly neighbors, and our friendships goes way back in history, and we fought our enemies together. And today, we work together to promote national prosperities. And our traditional friendships has undergone the test of history and changes. And this is the motivation and source of power for our two countries. We should take this opportunity of the 65th establishment of diplomatic relations and further play to our friendships. We want our neighbors to further develop. However, even as neighbors, there might be some disputes and disagreements, but we need to look at the bigger picture. And through friendly negotiations, to settle those disputes in a friendly manner and prevent our relationship from deviate from the mainstream. And we need to seek common grounds while preserving differences. I believe that with the leadership of the governments and two parties, our people is more than willing to discard the disputes and continue to write new chapters for our friendly relations. 4. China and Vietnam need to be friends that visit each other more often. Frequently with visits will make the friendship founder. Friendly relations between the two people is the source of development for our two countries. Last year, more than 3 million people from two countries visited each other, and more than 14,000 Vietnamese students studies in China, and the counterparts reached a number of 3,000. This is an encouraging number. Last night, I joined our comrades in the Chinese embassy in Vietnam and some of our overseas students in Vietnam, and saw their young faces. I was really happy to see this picture and told them that you need to be the torchbearer that carry on our friendly traditions with Vietnam. And hopefully your generation can further our cooperation. And yesterday when I talked with General Secretary Nguyen, we agreed to further encourage personal exchanges in terms of economy and all walks of life, all fields of life. and relevant activities to further strengthen our cooperation of the young people of two countries need to be maintained and further developed. We welcome friends from Vietnam to come to China to study, to travel, to do business. Hopefully, we can visit each other more and further our contact and deepen our understandings. Dear comrades, friends, back in 1942 to 1943, President Ho Chi Minh has done a lot of activities in China, and he wrote, "You need to climb to the highest mountain to see the big picture below." The Chinese poet Wang Bo in China also wrote that you need to climb to the top mountain to see the other mountains below, and then you know how great the view would be. Our relations is standing at an important historical standpoint. Let us climb high to see the big picture and join hands to expand new vision and landscape for bilateral Sino-Vietnam relations and work together to further the peace and sustained prosperity of Asia and the world. Thank you very much.